Many people says that they have a confidence issue, but what they are really saying is, I have the ego issue. The real problem is not that they have the low confidence, it's just that they have the high ego. Let me explain. When people say that, oh, I fear this interview, that what the one number one, what the main guy who's taking the interview is going to think about him, and all these subordinates like two, three people. Sometimes it's a one-on-one interview, but what the guy really says is, I fear being judged by this guy's opinion. It's same with approaching the girls that you fear being judged by her. If she rejects you, then what will happen? Well, in reality, nothing happens. You just move on to a different girl. That's it. You just fear that what other people will think of you, their opinion. Well, to begin with, they don't know that you're speaking to this girl the first time. Nobody knows that because you didn't tell them, she didn't tell them. They don't know that. So they don't know this, but it's in your mind that what they will think of you, what they will judge. It's all ego based, it's only ego driven, it's not real. It just all comes from your ego. And ego has this protective mechanism that anyone with the high ego don't think that they have the high ego, they think that they have the low ego. In a way, the way you actually increase your confidence is that you don't have any ego at all. Not that you have zero ego, but have relatively low ego, because zero ego is a problem on its own. We'll talk about that as well. It has to do with the fact that the more you have to lose, the higher your ego will be. Let's say a tall, handsome guy whose dad is a millionaire, so he gave him $10 million, and now he's a millionaire. He has his tall, handsome, excellent genetics, all the look maxing shit, and he goes and approach a girl who's let's say she's a poor girl, like she doesn't have a lot of money, and she's decent looking. She's not the most attractive, but just a decent looking girl. And he then cold approaches her, talks to her, and he gets rejected. Maybe he got rejected because, and he got rejected because she has the prior experience that her ex was the same rich, tall, high genetics guy, and she now hates this type of guys because they treat her badly and they betray her at the end and they just use her body. So she hates that type of people, and this is why he got rejected. But he just takes on the hate. Where do you think he takes the hate? It takes the hate on ego, and so he never cold approaches much. Whereas the guys, could have seen this type of guys who are like short, ugly, worse genetics, but for some weird reason, I don't know why. Because well, they just have the massive confidence. They just don't fear anything. They just go talk to girls, talk to guys. You could have this type of people in your school, in your groups, in your gym, that they have the worst genetics. You know they are ugly, they are short. They know that too, but they just don't have any confidence issues because you never had the confidence issue. It was always your ego that just your ego just thinks that you are at this level, made you believe that you are at this level, and you just don't want to lose to the down level. Because if this guy, this rich guy, high genetics guy, if he then cold approaches again and realizes that it was his fault, that his personality is bad, that his dressing sense is bad, he smells worse, then his status will grow from here to here. It goes down, and your ego don't want to take that hit. So ego knows that it's not real because your ego knows that it's fake. It's all in mind. Like, let's say a pen is real because I can hold a pen. You can't hold the ego. Ego is in your mind. Like, how can you hold the ego? Like, take out your brain and you hold it? No, you can't do that. It's all in what's called software. Software is not real, right? This is what ego tries to protect itself, because if you get to know that, okay, I may be rich, I may be good genetics, but I'm not that big of a guy. Because if a doctor makes $10,000 a month, okay, and in his town he's the richest guy, nobody makes more money than him, it's like 120K a year, and all is his profit, not revenue, all is profit. Guess what? On a international scale he's poor, on a global scale he's homeless. Compared to the richest guy on the planet, he's not even he's below a beggar. He's like, he's nowhere. Like, he's worse than homeless guy if you compare that to the richest guy on the planet. It's all ego driven. This is why you need to destroy your ego. If you want to build a confidence, best thing you can do is drop your ego. It doesn't come from increasing the confidence. Confidence is not real. When you just stop caring about what she will think, what people around you think, what your friends and family will think, and you just start taking that, then what happens is that you are in this empty space in your mind where you are not affected by anxiety, you have no anxiety because you don't care what other people think. Well, if you don't have anxiety, if you don't have a social anxiety, what do? You just think, yeah, nice looking girl, let me go talk to her. And you just talk to her, so you get rejected, and you're like, oh, fine. Maybe I got rejected because actually my teeth is yellow, and I smell like shit. Oh, I need to go and improve it. You don't care. You talk to her. It's like, guess what? The reason why you were able to do that is because you didn't have this in your mind that what other people's around you, anyone will think. You don't care about the people's opinion. And this is what people refers to this empty state in your mind as a confidence. But in reality, it's not even real because an empty space in your mind is not real. It's like you make a folder on Windows, you put a lot of stuff in it, like some useless file, a lot of useless garbage. Then you delete that folder, and your computer just starts to increase its speed because now it has less load on it. It's on its system, so its processing power get increased. The computer is really fast, and people will call this state as high performance computer. But when in reality, it's not real. It's the same with human being. Like we have this state, high performing state called confidence, but it's not really. Just destroying your ego. You just deleting that folder called ego.exe. Like it's just destroying that. So when you destroy your ego, you don't think that, oh, people will judge me. What happens if this goes wrong in my business? If you start up a business, but it's really funny and stupid, like you thought of a business about, let's say, cleaning the shoes polishing. It's kind of like a self-employed and different than business, but you thought actually, it has a lot of money. Maybe you thought of laundry business where you just buy the washing machine and you go to the big apartments. Maybe you live in an apartment and you just thought, okay, I'll ask everyone, hey, do you want to do the laundry? I'll do it for cheap. I'll take your I'll take all of your clothes. I'll get you tomorrow by this time. You have to pay me this much amount. Well, you just thought, hey, wait, that's actually a great business. This is a passive income because machine will do all the work. The machine can dry the clothes. All I have to do is put them back and give them back. Oh, that's a great business, but it's really stupid and funny. And you think that, oh, how the people are going to judge me? What my parents will think that, oh, this is what my son is doing. What my son is doing? What happened to my son? This actually goes in your mind, but when you just drop your ego down and you accept that, because your brain thinks that you are this level of rich guy, but in reality you are broke. When your brain just accept it and drops your ego, that you drop your ego, brain just accept that you are poor and broke, and you're like, whatever we do, we clean people's shoes, we clean people's toilet, we make money. Nothing wrong with that because we are already losers. We are already down here. We can't go any below that. You might just do it, and this is where you are like, might just do that. You start taking people's clothes off. I mean, not in the wrong way, I guess. So, so one more thing, like people have this in your mind, mostly males, that we just imagine ourselves as this hero or anime character, where we just imagine saving other people in our fantasies. If you're in a school or college, you just imagine that there's a terrorist attack happening, there's just some monster coming in attacking your college. You just save your crush, then you see falling in love with you. You just save so many people. They think of you this, they treat you like harsh at a hero. They say, "Oh, thanks for saving your life, hero." It's like it's all fantasy. Just like we imagine ourselves like Spider-Man, bros. Like in these days, we imagine ourselves as this Spider-Man who will make a comeback in his life and show everyone that, "Yeah, I made a comeback." Well, great. I'm not saying that don't make a comeback in your life and be this fat, ugly loser who don't have money. You should do that, absolutely. But just know that even if you made like 10 million, 20, 10 million, 20 million, even $1 billion, and you just come back and you meet these people, they are like, oh, congratulations, buddy, you did great. And some will say, oh, no, you're lying, you're a scammer, this, that. And they just forget about you in the next day, next 3 days. Nobody cares. Nobody has anything personal against you. And this is why you need to stop fantasizing as well. The reason why you're the fantasy disease, I'll call it a disease, is because you're the ego. If you don't have the ego that you are this great guy, your brain just starts accepting and is like, man, we are not that great. We are not going to save anyone if terrorist attack happen. At the best, we'll be able to save ourselves by surrendering to them because I can't just dodge bullets like in the Matrix. In the Matrix, you actually saw this guy just does this and just dodge the bullets. Your brain starts accepting that we can't do that. We hit one bullet, hit our hand, and we are crying like little babies. And so you just think, no, I'll just surrender. If a terrorist attack happens, I'll just surrender to them. I'll do nothing. This has to be like the case, the reality. But your brain just thinks that no, we'll take the gun from this guy, we'll just smash him up. Doesn't happen. And this is what my point is, that guy needs to drop their ego and their fantasies. And so once you drop your ego, you drop your fantasy as well. So you have the less brain fog and less brain thought, less of a thoughts. Many people say that, oh, I just fantasize, imagine too much, and it's waste my time. It's all ego. It's all ego driven. And why I say brain fog? Because when you're just fantasizing, you're kind of using GPU, a graphics processing unit. If you know anything about computers, GPU costs a lot of power. It takes a lot of power out of your computer. If you're a laptop, you're using the GPU, you'll see that you're 100% charging, but it goes down drastically. Same thing happens with the brain. Like when you use this GPU in your brain, the fantasizing imaging part of your brain, I don't know which or it is. Like I'm not a brain scientist, but it drastically lowers your energy level in your brain. It doesn't lowers the energy level of your body like you can do physical labor, but when it comes to mental work, you are 100% charging, and when it goes down, the way to recharge it is by taking a nap, a sleep. This is the way you actually recharge it. And this is why sometimes I even thought of this. I think it was some meme saying beds are just human chargers. I don't think they are wrong, they are right. And so why are you wasting time on using this on this useless activity? Like if you have this Windows and an antivirus is running, some other useless apps are running, you are like, why is my computer when I start it allows it to run this useless app? What do? You go and disable them. That's the same thing you need to do with your brain. You trust me, you'll have less brain fog, more focus, and more of his brain power in general by stopping this garbage. And this is why when people gets older, they have the less anxiety, less fear, because they just think to themselves, they just hit the reality. They have hit the reality at the 30s and their 40s that they are not that great or special. Everyone thinks that everyone, when we were little, we were taught that we are great and special, we are a special child. Like when you got a good grades, your parents were like, "Oh, see, my son got good grades." It's like you're in kindergarten, you're in like first, second, third standards or something. Everyone has gotten good grades. It's no special. Everyone got like 95% above. It's nothing special. It doesn't matter. The grades don't even count till you're in like college or high school or something. Your grades do matters. Like I'm not saying that 0% mattering in life, but when you're at the beginning in kindergarten, I can guarantee you whatever education system you're in, they don't matter. But you're treated as someone special, and that's is the problem. The way we've been like conditioned by our parents to be that, oh, we are the special guy. This is what actually builds the ego in the first place. If you thought of where did the ego came from, now you know. It was your parents, it was your teachers, it was your societal conditioning, it was that Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, all these movies, all the Marvel, it was all those animes. It was all of these entertainment things in general that given you this ego in the first place. When you watch a movie or anime, do you think of yourself as this side character who just walking on the road doing his job 9 to 5, or do you think of yourself as this main hero that who's saving the world? Guess what? 99% of the viewers, 100% of the viewers, if not that, because will think that I am this hero. Because if you were to be this viewer who's that 1% who just don't think of himself as a hero in the movie, you're only watching the video about ego to begin with, ego or confidence, because you don't have the problems with that. So you have to have this humility mindset that I'm not that great. Have the humility to write down on a piece of paper that, well, actually, I messed up today because of this. This was the reason. Let's say yesterday I actually messed up on my bicep training and I didn't train my bicep that properly. It was only one set that I was proud of, which had the highest intensity, but the rest was the shit. I could have been able to train but I just pushed it out. I just lazy it out. Like I didn't train the way that I was wanted to be. So what I'll do this is I just write down on a piece of paper, because nothing breaks ego more than writing the words down that I have failed, and nothing makes you into a man than writing the words down. But I will try again. And there's a difference between I will try again tomorrow and I will do it tomorrow. One is discipline, one is laziness. One is just like it's like one is this guy, this decent this is like decent guy who goes to the gym, and one is a fat guy. Which one you want to be? Like, do you want to say I will do it tomorrow, or do you want to say I will try again tomorrow? You have to decide to that to yourself and crush your ego. Because the when you drop your ego, you become invincible in not just business, women, job, in every aspect of your life in general. And this is the way you do it. Number one, you just have to write down on a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper. I know many people will call it can I do it digitally. You can, but this is a better option and faster. Write down on a piece of paper that you are a loser, that you failed. Why did you fail? And say this at the end. This is important, but I will try again tomorrow. Why? Because as I said at the start of the video, do not have the zero ego. Ego is like cholesterol. We need cholesterol because cholesterol is literally what makes testosterone. Just in case if you don't know that, cholesterol makes testosterone. So if you have no cholesterol, you will have no testosterone, zero testosterone. Obviously, you don't have like zero, but you get the point. You have the low testosterone. You need the cholesterol. Which one you need? You need the cholesterol which causes the health issues, bad cholesterol, or good cholesterol. Well, obviously, it's a good cholesterol. How do you get the good cholesterol? Well, in terms of the ego, because I am not going to talk about the medical science and health in this video, the way you get the good ego is by telling yourself that having this humility, first of all, that I am at this level, but this is the level I wanted to go. These are the action steps I need to do, and have this as a reward in your mind that why are you doing this in the first place? If you have this reward in your mind that making money, that I want to make $10,000 a month, okay, that's a goal. How are you going to go there? What are the steps? Well, the action steps are, well, I will let's say I will start this business of contractor. I will gather up the labors. I'll do tile fitting work, furniture work, and I'll profit out the contract from the labors, from their work, and I will pay them just like how the contractors do. And then this is your business model. Okay, these are the steps. How do you get the labors? Well, you go physically approach the poor people who are jobless, homeless. You tell them you want to join in. This is what you'll do. This is you will do your working hour. This is where you live. Do you approach many people? And okay, these are the actionable steps. And what is the reward? Well, after making 10K per month, I actually want to buy a house, a good house, because I don't want to be living with my parents' house for the rest of my life. I don't hate my parents, but I want to be living like a man. I don't want to be called that guy who lives with the parents. Okay, that is your reward. Fine, fair enough. Okay, now you need the arrogance. It's going to sound like a bad word, just like the cholesterol, but you need this to tell yourself that fuck everyone, I'm a loser, I know that, but I will get there. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what other people thinks of me, who's a low key weak man, wanting to become this rich man. I don't care what anyone would say. I don't care. I just going to reach there, and I will show to myself, not to everyone, because you don't care about other people's opinion. I will show that I am that level of a man, and this is what the good ego, healthy arrogance, healthy ego is. That having this pessimistic mindset, that okay, it might take 10 years, 20 years for me to get rich, for me to be able to buy the things I want, but I will get there if I don't quit. I'll put the work in. I'll keep being the disciplined guy. I'll never stop. I'll work hard and I will get there. This is a pessimistic mindset. This is a good ego you need. And it doesn't come in one day because many of the viewers, I know that many people don't really watch till the end, but those, if anyone has watched it, well, just know that ego, to kill your ego, you've been building your ego from how long? When you're a child, like little child, you're told you're special, you're better than other kids in your kindergarten. Okay, from kindergarten, and then you're told that, oh no, you're great. Don't give up, son. You're better than everyone else. When you go to like first, second, third standard, then you go to high school. Same thing. Your teacher tells you. Then this happens. Basically, your entire life, right? Maybe you're like little child, and ever since then, their mind conditioning you. So it's your entire life that you've been told that you're special and you're building your ego entire life till now. So ask yourself, like I will ask you, how old are you? If you say 20 years old, Well, you've been building your ego for 20 years. How are you going to break it in 20 days? It's not possible to break your ego in 20 days. No days. It will take maybe a year, maybe few months and months of your life, or a year, definitely year or two, easily. But you need to do that, because without breaking your ego, you'll have just too much of this confidence issue. Confidence issue is just a symptom of high ego. High ego is a disease. It's just like many people have these different symptoms, like they have a chronic sickness like stuffy nose. They just are sick all the time. That's just, sickness is a symptom of a poor diet, of a greater disease. Maybe they have worse disease like sinus problems, or I don't know, many different medical science issues. But doctors, what they do is they treat the symptom, which is sickness, but it just comes back. It just comes back again and again and again. It never stops. And that's what the problem is. You're treating the symptoms just comes back. When you treat the actual disease, so maybe you just go into like high level doctor, highly professional, really great degree, and he says, oh well, actually you have, this is the symptom, but this is the root cause. When you take out the root of a plant, it doesn't grow back. When you just cut it, it will grow back again and again 100 times. Like in his entire life, if you just cut down a tree again and again, it will grow again. When you take out this fruit, it won't. So do destroy your ego. It will take time, but you have to do it. You have to have the humility and a healthy ego as well, because without the healthy ego, you're like, oh, I'm just this loser guy. That's no pessimism. That doesn't get you anywhere. That just, you are accepting you're a loser. Great, but what you are doing to move out of this ladder, this social ladder? Nothing. That's a problem. So have this healthy ego as well in your life. And I hope this video has helped you to get over these confidence issues, and realize that this is confidence, low confidence is just a symptom. Actual enemy is the high ego. So if it has provided you with value, make sure that you click like and subscribe to the channel, so that I'll be able to provide more valuable videos like this in the future, and you'll be able to enjoy them and learn more as well. See you in the next one.